Breaking news, my country people. Wetin dey happen for JAMB? Guys, water don pass garri o. So tey the National Assembly don talk say e be like dem go stop to dey send JAMB money o. Yes o, my country people. They have threatened to stop JAMB's allocation over excess spending. How can JAMB claim that they are spending over 1 billion to feed people? 1 billion naira on refreshment, 850 million naira for fumigation. Sure, no be small thing dey happen, my country people. So the National Assembly, they don come chook mouth for the matter. Say like this, e be like dem go stop the federal government grant to JAMB o, because e be like say this Professor Ishak don dey spend too much. How im go dey collect money from federal government? Dey talk say im use so amount of money to feed meals, to feed people. How can they spend 1.1 billion naira on meals and refreshments? And they also said they spent about 850 million naira on security, cleaning and fumigation in 2024. What are they trying to fumigate? Even in the zoo, I mean, even in the forests, they will not spend such amount of money to fumigate such an environment. Not to talk of fumigating JAMB offices around Nigeria. How come they spent this huge amount of money? Or is it the mosquitoes that took all this money? Because so many persons are, they are quarreling these JAMB people. So many persons are querying them. The National Assembly, they are already querying them over their reckless spending. JAMB said they spent about 600 million on local travels. Where did you travel to? Is it from Lokoja to Abeokuta or what, that you spent over 600 million naira for local travel? So they have called out to Professor Ishak to come and justify how he spent about 6.5 billion naira on local training, because this excess spending is getting out of hands. And they've said, see, enough is enough. We need to call this guy to order. We need to stop his spending, else this man is going to go overboard. JAMB said they spent, huge amounts of money fumigating, killing mosquitoes, killing other insects. That was how some few years back, this same JAMB, we heard stories that snake came and swallowed money in JAMB office. Chai, my country people, we have really taken a lot in this country. We have really seen a lot. All these things are just huge slap on our faces, because how can we be talking about fighting corruption, meanwhile this same corruption keeps coming in different forms? If we are talking about the Senate and how they tend to approve budgets and how they tend to pad budgets, we talk about the National Assembly on how they run their own package. At all levels of government, there is corruption. Now look at JAMB. Few years back, it was said that millions of naira were allegedly swollen by a mysterious snake, which no one saw. Nobody could see that snake. Even till today, they've not seen that snake that swallowed millions of naira inside JAMB office. And today, JAMB is coming to tell us that they spent about 1.1 billion naira to feed their staffs. Even if you feed, the whole state, you will still have change for a day. You will still have change. That money, that 1.1 billion naira can be used to feed, about 5 states in Nigeria. But that is what JAMB said they spent feeding their staffs. I don't really know who and who they fed that they were spending 1.1 billion. Guys, this money is not hundreds, it's not in hundreds, it's not in thousands, it's in billions. We are talking about billions of naira and millions of naira being used by these JAMB people. So the National Assembly are kind of quarreling them. They ask them questions over their reckless spending. The National Assembly Joint Committee on Finance had on Monday threatened to stop the federal government's grant to JAMB. that's the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, in the 2025 budget proposal. And the position of the committee was informed by the presentation made by the JAMB Registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyide, who appeared before the Joint Committee of the Senate and the House of Representatives to defend the agency's 2025 budget proposal. And giving a breakdown of the performance of the JAMB 2024 budget, Mr. Professor Ishak had said that the agency remitted 4 billion naira to the Consolidated Revenue Fund, while it got a grant of 6 million naira from the federal government. And this did not go down well with the committee, as members Abiodun and Senator Adams Oshiomole questioned why a self-funding agency should be getting allocations from the federal government, because they remitted about 4 billion naira to the federal government and got 6 billion naira from the federal government. So why not keep the 4 billion naira and stop the government from funding JAMB, since they are making money on their own, since they are self-funding? So instead of the government giving them money, they should, just halt their allocations. That was the opinion of Senator Adams Oshiomole. That how can they be spending 1.1 billion naira on meals and refreshments? And are you being freely fed by the government? What does this mean? It means that you are spending the money you generate from poor students, and many of them are orphans. They said they spent about 850 million on security, on cleaning and all of that. So my country people, the matter still dey the Senate table, the National Assembly, the NAS Joint Finance Committee. Currently they are probing JAMB and their reckless spending. Guys, look at us saying, oh, we want to fight corruption, but corruption is fighting back. How do we go about this? Because there is no organization, there is no tier of government in Nigeria that is without corruption. Anyone you see, it is actually rare to see an organization in this country without any atom of corruption, most especially if it's a government organization. Now imagine JAMB spending all this money. Who are they feeding? Are they feeding the students, or are they feeding their workers, that they will spend the sum of 1.1 billion naira just for refreshments? So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.